morning, everybody. Happy Thursday. The irregular Thursday show is here. I wish it was every Thursday, but it's not. We got about 2 hours worth of shooting the shit today. And I don't know, today might be a little different than normal. I haven't decided. I do have an outline. It is light. It is a light outline, and I was just told some breaking news right before we went live, so we'll need to cover that too. But good to see you guys here on Thursday. Thanks for joining us last night for date night with Admir. Has anybody checked on Admir? Jen, have you checked in on Admir? Has anybody heard from him after last night?
I have not talked to Admir. I will reach out to see if
You may want to check, yeah.
I'll double check to make sure.
I don't see YouTube chat loading. Are we live on YouTube?
Yep.
We are? Okay, cool. It's not loading in right now. Did I do something weird?
Yeah, is that a serious question?
Is it a serious question? Like, did I do something weird? I do that.
Yeah, exactly.
But I don't see. Oh, there it is. Now it's jumping in. Did you send me that link, Jen, for the breaking news?
I haven't found it yet. He literally just said it.
All right, I'll find it.
So I mean, it right before.
How did you hear about it? Was it in Discord?
Oh, it was on the. He's got a cabinet meeting going currently.
This is in a cabinet meeting? Oh no.
Yes.
All right, I'm guessing Asin or Aaron Rupar probably has it. Let's see. Welcome everybody, by the way. Sorry, that got weird. Is this it? Fuck it. Let's just watch the. We'll just watch it. No, maybe I can just go back.
Able to find all of the deceased hostages' bodies within the.
When did this thing start?
It's shut down our government.
Is that a freeze frame, or is that the picture they chose to use? There we go.
Countries stepping up and putting up a lot of money and taking care of things, but there's tremendous spirit like I haven't seen, and even the news. I won't call it fake news for this purpose because they really were very fair today, I must tell you, in all cases. But they covered it very well. They covered it very fairly. Everybody loves it. Everybody. People that were never giving us a fair shake, frankly, they can't even believe it.
I think he's talking about the Hamas ceasefire.
A lot of people are, but it was just everything came together. I think the attack was very important on Iran. Because let's say that didn't happen.
It was super important that we attacked Iran in the middle of all of this, just for the hell of it.
Probably by now have a nuclear weapon, numerous nuclear weapons, and therefore, even if we signed a deal, there'd be a big dark cloud over it.
Darren, I don't know. Did you send that to me? Where'd you send that to me, Darren? Was that on TikTok?
And it wouldn't be the same thing. So Iran's different, but Iran wants to work on peace now. They've informed us, and they've acknowledged that they are totally in favor of this deal. They think it's a great thing. So we appreciate that, and we'll work with Iran. As you know, we have major sanctions on Iran and lots of other things. We would like to see them be able to rebuild their country too, but they can't have a nuclear weapon. So I want to express my tremendous gratitude to the leaders of Qatar, Egypt, and Turkey for helping us reach this incredible day and for being there. They were there with us all the way. And of course, as you know, Saudi Arabia and Jordan and so many. I will tell you, President Erdogan was personally involved in dealing with Hamas and some of the others.
Hamas.
They've all been really amazing. Indonesia's been amazing.
All right, let's see it.
We're going to listen to it anymore. For the amount of money in the country, they don't know how to go about it. I mean, and the problem is we really don't know who the hell is leading the Democrats. You have this AOC. I don't know her at all, but I want to tell you. I guess.
Are we going to get to the RFK part?
And the other thing I don't understand is, Christie, I look with.
Sorry, I'm trying to find something specific. I'm guessing it's going to go towards RFK.
On the street and the politics of it.
It's Christie, no.
Intensity with another 180-degree turn, and that love and enthusiasm.
Billionaire, one of the most famous New Yorkers in the world.
Leader. They filibuster the leadership. I was going to make sure that.
All right, I think that's what we're looking for.
More for those drugs.
Good job. Thank you very much. Bobby, did you want to say something? You got a lot of things happening.
A lot of things.
A lot of very positive things, actually.
I got it now, Darren.
I'm glad you're getting bipartisan accolades on.
I haven't listened to any of them, but every time, Mr. President, I'm so happy that people are giving you accolades. This pleases me like nothing else. I'm so happy that people are worshiping you like we are.
Peace agreement. You should also get bipartisan accolades on the MFN agreement. It is.
Why are people? I understand that. Like, I saw Fetterman do this. Like, I don't understand why we're acting like Trump has done something great here. He just let this war drag on forever. A genocide drag on. Why is he getting credit for this right now?
Historic agreement that's going to benefit every hardworking American. It's going to lower the price of drugs for every American. By the time this administration is over, we will have 95% of the drugs in this country will be the lowest price in the world. It immediately begins to affect Medicaid, Medicare,
How?
Social Security.
How are they going to do that? How are they going to make our drug prices the lowest in the world?
The other government programs.
Do they have a plan for that yet?
I went through the confirmation process, and the principal preoccupation of the Democrats during that process was whether I would continue the IRA negotiations on drugs. The Democrats negotiated 10 drugs. I'm supposed to negotiate every year 15. The 10 that they negotiated, they claimed to get a 22% reduction.
Patriots, there's Patriots there in the TikTok chat. Like, what did he do? What should I be giving Trump credit for? What did he do? He's not even involved in these negotiations, first of all. Second of all, he's been in office for 10 months. He said he was going to end it on day one. I'm supposed to celebrate that he just let Netanyahu finish off a genocide? You get fucked. I'm not giving him credit for that. I would have given it, and he still isn't doing it. Like, we still don't know. I don't know if you know this, but this is like I don't know what's going on with this ceasefire. Where's I have it, I think, earlier from today. I'll just pull it up on Twitter. Like, where is the ceasefire? Are we going to get one? I saw yesterday Israel's just like shooting tanks at civilians. See if I can find this. I'm supposed to give Trump credit for this? Trump's been like Netanyahu has walked all over him. He's been such a feckless little bitch this entire time. This is yesterday. This is yesterday as Palestinians try and move back into their homes. You just get shot at by tanks. What do you want me to do? Like, I know you gargle is nuts, but like some of us have a little bit of pride. Some of us don't. Just like Donald Trump shows up and we give him all the credit in the world. Do we even have a ceasefire? Does this look like a ceasefire to you, Patriot? That doesn't look very ceasefire-y to me. Look at this. Look at this city behind them. I'm supposed to give Trump credit because he let all this happen for this long? Yeah, no, get fucked. You get credit for that.
But it was a lie. It was 22%.
He's pretty sure they dropped bombs last night and this morning too. Yeah, I saw those videos. I didn't confirm the dates on them. I haven't had time to do that yet, but maybe.
Under the list price, which was actually higher than the price we were getting. Medicaid, Medicare ended up paying more for those drugs than they were paying beforehand. They only got a benefit on one drug. One was tied. 8 of them were lower. So they should be applauding what we're doing now. We're doing something that every administration, Democrat, Republican,
You're all wondering who fought it.
saying that it was going to do for decades, and you got it done because you understood the power of the tariffs. We have leverage over these companies.
What did he get done? He hasn't got anything done. This administration is unbelievable. They celebrate shit that doesn't exist or hasn't happened yet. They're just like, here's an idea, and then they celebrate it like they got it done, and they tell Trump, good job, dude, you did this. We don't have lower drug prices. None of this has happened. This is just a thing they say they're going to do. I haven't seen a plan for it yet. Have you guys seen a plan? Where's that Patriot guy? Where's my MAGA folks in the chat? What plan am I missing here? Where's this plan that they presented that's going to lower these drug prices? Does it exist? Have you guys read it? You ever seen any right-wing content creators like reading it out, telling you how they're going to do it?
And you did it in a way which you asked us to do, to negotiate in a way that was not going to stifle innovation, that was going to make sure that those companies could bring their production home, and they are doing that. And it was a profound success. It will affect every American for 100 years. And you should be getting bipartisan accolades on that. I'll say one other thing about Tylenol, only because of this. This morning before I came in here, somebody showed me a TikTok video
Good.
of a pregnant woman at 8 months pregnant. She is an associate professor at the Columbia Medical School. And she is saying F Trump and gobbling Tylenol with her baby in her placenta. And the level of Trump derangement syndrome has now left the political landscapes, and it is now in the realm of pathology.
That's bro. You made up a thing. You made up this thing about Tylenol. You just went out there and you're like, "Hey, Tylenol caused autism," and we're like, "Let's read those studies." And the studies don't say that. People are making fun of you, and you're mad that people aren't taking your Tylenol stunt seriously. And where was that evidence? Oh, we don't have evidence. So then people take Tylenol to make fun of you, and then you're like, "You're insane. How could you not believe my word when I said Tylenol causes autism?"
And a mother could overwhelm millions of years of maternal instinct to put her baby at risk. And all you have to do is look at the studies which you and I talked about.
I looked at them. I looked at them, and there is no causality whatsoever. In fact, that's what it concludes. And the guy that they keep citing, saying like, "Oh, it does cause autism," that guy, when he went in front of a judge, the judge threw out that evidence because he could not replicate and he couldn't prove anything. He was just wrong. They relied on a guy who's been laughed out of court all over this country for misinterpreting what this compilation of studies said. It's awesome.
It's not this positive that causes autism. It is so suggestive that anybody who takes this stuff during pregnancy, unless they have to, is irresponsible.
There's no data to back that up.
Studies, every one of them shows if you give it to the mother, the babies, and particularly the male babies, have profound neurological and behavioral changes. There is a study from Johns Hopkins on cord blood where they divided women into 3 categories: those who had the least acetaminophen in their cord blood, and those who had the most. The ones with the most had 3.6 times the rate of autism in their children. The middle category had 2.2 times, so it's a dose-related response.
That's how many women were in this study? Let's look this up. Who did he say the study was by? Did anybody catch that?
I think you said John Hopkins.
John Hopkins. Thank you. Let's see what this study says. A 2019 study by Johns Hopkins University and NIH researchers which analyzed umbilical cord blood divided pregnant women into 3 groups based on their exposure to acetaminophen. The study found that higher levels of exposures were associated with a greater risk of children developing ADHD. Let me pull up the actual study here. Compared to the group with the lowest amount of acetaminophen exposure, the children in the middle of the third group were about 2.26 times more likely to have an ADHD diagnosis and 2.14 times more likely to have an autism spectrum disorder diagnosis, which would include ADHD, right? Those with the highest levels of exposure were associated with 2.86 times the risk of ADHD and 3.62 times the risk for autism spectrum disorder. Researchers found consistent associations between the drug and the disorders across a variety of other factors that correlate with ADHD and autism spectrum disorder diagnosis, such as maternal BMI. Okay, wait. There are a variety of other factors that we need to talk about here. Maternal BMI, preterm birth, child sex, and reports of maternal stressors and substance abuse. The most compelling studies I've seen when it comes to ADHD, because I have it, so I looked this stuff up. The most compelling studies say that like maternal stressors is most likely the link to ADHD. Wang points out that although the study found a consistent association between biomarkers of acetaminophen and its metabolites in cord blood and child risk of ADHD and autism spectrum disorder, it should not be interpreted that Tylenol use causes these disorders. It's just that this is just their website. More studies, it says specifically, it should not be interpreted that Tylenol use causes these disorders. It should not. RFK, fuck that. I'm saying it anyways.
Dozens of studies.
You're one Google search away from realizing that all of these people are fucking stupid. And I don't even think, like, honest to God, I don't think with RFK, I used to think that it was that he had like some master plan. I honestly just think he's stupid. That's what I think.
That show the countries that use the most with the highest level of autism. Cuba has the lowest level in the world of acetaminophen use, and it has the lowest autism rate in the world. So
You guys want to hear something about Cuba? Let's just look. Why does Cuba have low autism rates? I've looked this up. Do you know? Based on data from their public health, low reported autism rates are primarily the result of underdiagnosis and flawed surveillance methods. Unlike developed nations, Cuba has lacked the resources to conduct comprehensive nationwide prevalence studies. They haven't done any studies. They just don't test for it. They don't have enough money to test for it. No, it's probably the Tylenol, though. I know they don't test for it and their numbers are lower, but it's for sure the Tylenol.
It's positive. It is not approved.
Amish have lower autism rates too, which again, like I don't know how prevalent. If you look it up, the testing rates are low there too. Just like I think I showed that video before, but it was like that. I'll see if I can find it. Actually, rather than explain it.
But in the meantime, the precautionary principle should apply, and any mother who is taking this stuff during pregnancy just to get back at Donald Trump is doing something that is pathological. And we're seeing that across the board. I got a lot of other stuff to talk about.
Record state what the autism was, let's say 20 years
A study in history was performed. 900,000 kids were looked at. They were looking for autism in Wisconsin children. They looked at every child in Wisconsin who was 8 years old. They found an autism rate of 0.7 per 10,000. So almost close to 1 in 20,000, less than 1 in 10,000. Today, the autism rates are nationally 131, but it's actually much worse than that because California, which has the best collection system, reports an autism rate of 1 in every 19 children, 1 in every 12.5 boys. This is a national security issue.
It's a national security issue, guys. It's national. All of us on the spectrum are about to take over. It's a national security issue. We're about we're about to show up and fuck your whole shit up. I'm just gonna make your life chaos. That's my role in the autism spectrum army. If you're part of the autism spectrum army, raise your hand. It's great to be here. I will be just confusing people with my ADHD. I will not be medicated, and I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna fuck up their whole world. I'm just gonna talk for 3 straight hours, whatever I want to say, and then I'll distract them. And then we'll get the OCDs coming in here, and we're gonna line up their exits, and it's gonna be really good. It's gonna be. I'll be late. A lot of us are gonna be late. A lot of us are gonna forget that it started on that day, and we're gonna be distracted by other things. They're a national security issue. Beach. They are attacking our airports. That's right. If you're planning on flying this year, we're coming for you. All of us are coming for you. You're going to fucking hate the airport. It's going to be terrible. A national security risk. By the way, he did just say that California is the best at diagnosing autism. And in California, they tell you like why their numbers are higher. And then RFK is like, I know that you're the best at it. I know I'm citing your numbers. And I know that none of you point to Tylenol, but I'm going to say that it's Tylenol. What California will tell you is that increased awareness amongst healthcare professionals, increased training, more education during medical school, diagnostic criteria have expanded, giving you like a wider range of what's on the spectrum, meaning that like before it was almost like you had to be like visibly autistic, right? And it usually it was just like more severe cases of autism. They're like that's it. And now like they're including me in the numbers. Also, screening tools and early intervention programs have become more effective in detecting autism. That's what the California says. I'm looking here. None of the people in California are blaming Tylenol.
I'm grateful to you, Mr. President, because you know the flack that you take for talking about this issue. You've shown courage.
Yeah, you're
you've
so
shown
brave.
Leadership.
So
and,
leadership-y.
I can't thank you enough for letting me do that.
Thank you. So think of
Jen,
that.
did we miss it? Where's the part where he said that allegedly somebody said that circumcision causes autism?
1 in 20,000.
Keep going. It's not done.
Now
Keep
it's
going.
1 in
Oh, okay.
12 for boys, 1 in 18, 19 for girls. So obviously there's something that's artificially, I think, induced, something, whether it's the vaccines in terms of these massive vaccines that are twice the size of a jar like that, of a glass of water like that. I mean,
Right,
into a
who the
baby.
fuck is giving this guy vaccines? Is somebody might be trying to kill him. He's got a glass of water. I got a candle here. This is the new vial for vaccines. This whole thing goes in your body. That's a real thing. What vaccine is bigger than like a cup of water?
His body, and I've suggested get him in doses, get him in, maybe 20%, 30%, but smaller, not such a big. I think, that. Then we had certain recommendations, the MMR.
If we don't laugh, we cry. But we got the president in the HHS. They're just up here just fucking guessing. I don't know. I think maybe what we ought to do is like 20% of the vaccines, maybe 30%, just less. Let's do less. Maybe we should try less. Remember, my uncle was at MIT. Okay. We're just guessing. This is a joke.
Take them separately.
Are we
the
being
measles
punked?
is already separate now, and it works out much better. But there doesn't seem to be any impact if you take it separately. If you take it
Everything
as a
looks
combination.
massive in his hands. Sorry, I wasn't reading super chats. Amy said, but they don't believe when rates of disease or death go down after certain vax, like COVID-19. States with lower vax rates have higher deaths. FOD said, Autism Army, let me toke and make grilled cheese first. Give me a grilled cheese, would you? Put a little, dude, nice little trick. When you do your grilled cheese, then like at the end, Parmesan, like a grated Parmesan on top, and then flip it and let that crust up, and then get another crust on the other side. Give yourself a Parmesan crust. I could go for a grilled cheese right now.
It's not so great, and some other things. But I would say don't take Tylenol if you're pregnant, and when the baby is born, don't give it Tylenol. If you can avoid it at all, just don't give it.
Just
Tylenol.
don't do it, guys. We are guessing here, but don't fucking do it. Just let that fever rage. If you have a fever, toughen up.
I'll say this.
Really,
also.
what do you have to lose? You really don't have much to lose. Yeah, go ahead.
There's also there's many.
By the way, before Trump was president, this amount of medical misinformation would have gotten our TikTok account banned. Trump has, I guess if we want to say things he's accomplished, Donald Trump has gotten rid of medical misinformation bans on TikTok because you just can't play his words or you get taken down. So now we can be a little more loose with that.
Many other confirmation studies. There's 2 studies that showed children who are circumcised early have double the rate of autism. It's highly likely.
Okay, all right. This actually kind of makes sense. I'll be honest with you, this actually, based on, if we're talking about just, all I know is like ADHD. ADHD, it comes from what we understand from like stress. It can come before you're born. It can come while you're cooking. I think that's how you say. Is that how you say? Is that the right way to say it, Jen? When you are a growing baby inside your mother, is it cooking? Slow cooking?
Um,
Is that what you call it?
I don't know. I never used
You have a
cooking, but sure we can, or
well, you
baking.
cooked
I
a
don't know.
bit. You cooked a child.
I mean, you shouldn't get in hot tubs when you're pregnant, so I wouldn't think you would want to do that. But
All right.
gestating, developing.
Well, stress in your developmental stages can lead to ADHD, and I think it's probably stressful to have the skin cut off of your dick. I think that's probably stress. I don't know if that's the link. I'm going to try and find the study, but that's my guess. Now I'm going to find the study that he's clearly citing here.
Because they're given Tylenol. Oh, none of this is positive, but all of it is stuff that we should be paying attention to.
But, there's a tremendous...
Look at him sit back like he just did something too. Guys, we got to be talking about how circumcision is causing autism. All right. Ritual circumcision linked to increased risk of autism in young boys. This is from 2015. Oh, get out of here. You can put me behind a paywall? Mother damn. I got to find another source.
amount of proof or evidence, I would say, as a non-doctor, but I've studied this a long time ago. I met Bobby in my office 20 years ago. We were talking about the same thing 20 years ago.
You were talking about circumcision 20 years ago when you met Bobby in your office? We never have stopped talking about how circumcision causes autism. We've been talking about this for 20 years. All right. What is this? Finally, I have some issues with the premise and their speculations regarding early pain as a cause of autism are, to say the least, highly speculative. Therefore, the findings of this study and their interpretation should be treated with extreme caution. This is from Professor Jeremy Turk. Oh, so these are experts' reaction to... This study raises an interesting question, but one that cannot be fully answered with this data. The study is observational, and in such studies, it's always tricky to tell what causes what. The observed increase in risk of autism spectrum disorder in circumcised boys might be due to the circumcision, or it might not. Religion. RFK, it definitely is. Religions that prescribe circumcision prescribe other things too, such as diet or clothing. Perhaps differences in diet or clothing lead to an increased ASD risk rather than the circumcision. Cultural and family differences may be crucial. The researchers try to deal with this issue in two ways, but in my view, neither is completely satisfactory. They record cultural background and allow for that in the analysis, but the fact that they label some families as Muslim doesn't mean that they are actually Muslim. It means that the boy in question had at least one parent or grandparent who was born in one of 17 predominantly Muslim countries. So the family may be Muslim or it may not. The researchers don't know which families are Muslim. They merely have a rough idea. There will be important differences between families that would be missed even if we did not even if we did know exactly who was Muslim, but this vagueness makes things worse. The researchers tried to deal with these differences further by investigating whether the sisters of circumcised boys had an increased risk of ASD. The idea is that family influences should work in the same way in the sisters as in their circumcised brothers. So if the increased risk in boys is due to something about their families, it should show up in the sisters too. But I think there are problems here too. First, it's well known that girls and boys differ in ASD risk, so perhaps things just work differently in girls in relation to ASD. Then they compared the sisters of uncircumcised boys with all other girls, not just with those with an uncircumcised brother. Perhaps the mere fact of having a brother has some impact on ASD risk, so this may not be a fair comparison. Yeah, all right. Sounds like just an observation that someone made. RFK is rolling with it, though. This is so cool. What a cool country. What a cool administration full of senile psychopaths. So cool. Marlene said Black and Latino boys are often uncircumcised, lower socioeconomic status, which are also less likely for good diagnosis of neurodivergence. Yeah. Thank you.
It bothered me that it seemed to be getting worse, but it's so bad now when you hear these numbers. It's not even really sustainable. I don't know how people do it, but there is some very strong evidence on Tylenol. In fact, at one point, I guess the company gave a warning.
They still don't recommend it during pregnancy. That's the weird thing.
They're not recommending it, and that's the company itself. So just don't take it. Don't take it. If you're a woman, don't take it, and don't give it to the baby when the baby's born, and I think that's going to have an impact. but I'd also get the shots in smaller doses.
I'm more concerned with the rising rates of narcissism. I'm worried about what they're breathing in the White House. That's what I'm concerned about. I have no idea what world these folks are living in. All right, if anything else comes out of that, let me know. So really, let's talk about anything but the Epstein files. Yeah, Raymond, Jaden came by last night as Trump. That was an incredible job. I really enjoyed having Jaden. If you guys missed it last night, we had a date night with Admir. Admir wound up taking an edible and it maybe died. Do we know, Jen? Is he alive?
I forgot.
Still nobody's checked.
It's probably because my mom took Tylenol.
Probably
forgot. But I did hear that right. So I mean, he did say. RFK.
RFK did say. Yeah, he did say that. That's correct. All right, I want to talk about that stupid meeting that they had in the White House yesterday. Another reason not to talk about the Epstein files. We watched some of it, but I want to just play some clips that I don't know that we ever got to. I want to stop here. I want to start here with Trump talking about Portland. Is this the Hannity interview? I don't think so. Let's see. Yeah, this was during the meeting. Here's Trump talking about Portland. While we're doing this, I just want to pull up the live camera here in Portland. Get this here. Amir still thinks he's talking to Z-Pack. Amir could not figure it out. Amir could not figure out who that was. All right, here we go. Is this it? It's Lincoln City. That's Vancouver. All right. Pull this up here. Just want you guys to see this. And then let's just play the audio with it while we watch Portland.
The amazing thing is you look at Portland and you see fires all over the place. You see fights and, I mean, just...
As you can see clearly from this live footage, Portland is on fire. There are fights in the freeway here on the highway. As you can see, there are multiple gangs on these roofs. It looks like the Civil War to me. I can't believe that the mayor of Portland and the governor of Oregon are not shutting this down. I'm going to answer a phone call here in a minute. Maybe my phone is blowing up. I feel like I need to solve something real quick. I'm very sorry, but I am going to answer this. Hello. Yeah. No. Yeah, you guys you won't stop calling my phone, and whoever you're trying to call, not the right person. But I'm trying to work right now, and between you and Wells Fargo, my phone's been blowing up all morning. All right, love you. Bye. All right. Sally's having a bad morning. Somebody named Sally used to have my phone number, I think. They've called me. I've missed 63 calls this morning from Wells Fargo and whoever that person was. They did not say love you back. No, they didn't. All right, let's get back to Portland.
Hold on really fast. I'm confirming that Admir is still alive.
Okay.
And he says he feels like he's been hit by a Mack truck. And he told Ash that he's barely alive, but because he has a headache from hell.
All right. Well, that could be his diet. Let's not blame that on the edible. I'm going to blame that on the 80 pounds of food he probably ate last night. All right.
Violence, it's just so crazy. And then you talk to the governor and she acts like everything is totally normal. There's nothing wrong.
How's she watching this? Nothing. She's saying there's nothing wrong. Look at this place.
It's almost like, are you waking up from a dream or something?
Feels like it.
You see it on your network. You see it all over the place. Yep. And it's so bad. It's so crazy. It's like the movies you see for the kids. I guess not only the kids, adults also, where You have these bombed out cities and these bombed out people. It's like worse than that. I don't think they could make a movie as bad. And then
You can't call Hollywood couldn't recreate the destruction like this. How could they? Look at this. You might be asking yourself, is this war-torn Poland in the 1940s? No, this is Portland right now. But you would think that it was. You would think they just did a nuclear holocaust just come through? No, that's just Portland. That's just Antifa burning the whole place down. Nice to see you in Portland there with your cloudy weather. Always fucking cloudy in Portland. All right, moving on. It's just, I should have left that out, but this is crazy. Like, guys, our president's a crazy person. He's just like actually a crazy person. Listen to this.
Thank you, Jack. I appreciate it very much. One thing I have to say is that Washington, D.C. was almost as bad. I don't know what could be worse than Portland. You don't even have stores anymore.
There's no stores.
They don't even put glass up. They put plywood on their windows. But most of the retailers have left. But
no stores in Portland, guys. No windows, no stores. It's just abandoned, burning down, and plywood on every window frame. What are we doing here?
Thank you, Jack. I appreciate it very much. One thing I have to say is that Washington, D.C. was almost as bad. I don't know what could be worse than Portland. You don't even have stores anymore.
No stores.
They don't even put.
Everybody, there's people in the chat right now that are upset with me. They're like, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. This motherfucker just said that he's never seen devastation as bad as Portland and that they don't have stores anymore. And you're like, this guy's crazy. Of course, Donald Trump's telling the truth. Are you out of your fucking minds? Like all of you? Did you all collectively lose your fucking minds? What the fuck are we? No stores? I was just there. I was just in Portland. It was lovely. I really enjoyed my time there. It's a nice place. There were stores. I went into them. I went into a Dick's Sporting Goods. They had windows too. It's crazy. Now we got Trump. This has been a weird one because hear what Trump has to say about the First Amendment here.
Only days ago, Nick Sortor was assaulted in Portland by a flag-burning mob, and we've made it 1 year penalty for inciting riots. We took the freedom of speech away because that's been through the courts, and the court said you have freedom of speech. But what has happened is when they burn a flag,
we took freedom of speech away. And that went through the courts, and the courts said you have freedom of speech. What the fuck is this idiot talking about? Mateo, I promise you I'm not the problem. If you're watching this today and you think I'm the problem, I promise you it's not me. What the fuck is he talking about? By the way, if you're a Republican, you can come up here and talk to me at any point. Just tell me what the fuck this means.
We've made it 1 year penalty for inciting riots. We took the freedom of...
We did? It's a 1 year penalty? Is that the law now? You guys just tell me, MAGA supporters, is this the law now that if you burn a flag, you go to jail for a year? Or is that made up? It's made up. That's a made up thing. He did just because he wrote it down doesn't mean it's real. He told Pam Bondi to prosecute somebody yesterday for a made up law. It doesn't exist. I don't know how this guy doesn't drown when it rains. I have no idea. I'm assuming Secret Service keeps him standing up.
We took the freedom of speech away because that's been through the courts, and the court said you have freedom of speech. But what has happened is when they burn a flag, it agitates and irritates crowds. They've never seen anything like it on both sides, and you end up with...
Could you give me an example of that, please, sir? That when somebody burns a flag, it agitates the crowds on both sides? Could you just give me an example of that?
Riots, so we're going on that basis. We're looking at it not from the freedom of speech, which I always felt strongly about,
freedom of speech.
Never passed the courts. This is what they do: is they incite. When you burn an American flag, you incite tremendous violence. We have many examples of it.
Where?
Only days ago.
Yeah, Jan 6th, is that the only one? literally said we took away your freedom of speech. And then watch this. This is how stupid, like, this is how broken all of your fucking brains are. Every last one of you. Then you go, like, on CNN, they ask somebody about it. And because Donald Trump is such a magnificent fucking moron and has the IQ of a toddler and the speech, maybe a lower IQ, but the speech patterns of a toddler, everybody who supports him has to pretend that he doesn't say things and then make an excuse for it. So here we go. Here's how, I don't remember what this praying mantis's name is, but she is on CNN to defend him.
Liberals to stop calling Trump, authoritarian, fascist, whatever it is. But
Brianna Lyman is her name. And if you put her on your plants outside, she'll eat the other harmful bugs. It's good to have a Brianna Lyman around. She keeps all the bugs away from eating your plants.
he's also doing things like saying he's getting rid of the First Amendment. He is calling for the jailing of his political opponents, including a governor and a mayor. They're not allowed to categorize that or describe that in a way that Trump doesn't like?
Well, I don't think that's an accurate representation of what's happening. I'll start with the flag burning thing. Donald Trump's executive order did not make it illegal for flag burning. I got to be honest, I didn't see that clip, but given that last week CNN told me children were being zip tied and that didn't turn out to be true, I don't want.
This is the level of delusion we're at. I didn't see the clip. I'm going to defend it, and I'm going to defend it based on a lie that CNN told me last week that wasn't a lie. Right? CNN accurately reported that children were zip tied, but there's a viral video that somebody made in jest that other people thought was real, and they shared it. CNN didn't share it. So she's saying, I don't know what Donald Trump said, but because of this other thing that didn't happen, I'm going to assume that Donald Trump didn't say this thing. That's the level of delusion that we're at. Like, there's just a knee-jerk reaction to defend everything he does. I've seen the video, Dark. You have the CNN video? Send it to me. Send it to me, Dark Andy. Send me that CNN video. I will happily apologize.
To comment on if that's true or not, but Americans are very
comment on if the clip is true,
on what the context of the clip is.
I mean, he was
on the flag burning issue. On the flag burning issue,
and I agree with you. The flag burning EO is nonsense.
It is nonsense.
But in his mind, he thinks that it outlaws flag burning, and
I don't think he thinks that. I think it's just a tongue-in-cheek comment.
Tongue-in-cheek. Let's go back to it, should we? Let's go back to this tongue-in-cheek comment then. Was Trump joking? Because you guys were all just defending it a second ago. It's crazy. Like, in the moment, you all defend him. But do we need to go back to it, or are we good on that one? Was he being a silly goose, doing some jokey jokes? Oh, not CNN. Oh, yeah. Okay. You have the clip of the video of the. Are you saying you have the video clip of the child that was zip tied that people thought was real? Or are you saying you have the clip of Trump saying it? Maybe I'm not sure what you're saying there, Andy. You guys are raging. MAGA's raging today. You guys, could you stay on topic? You guys are like Pam Bondi at a hearing. Just whenever I say something, you're like searching through your folder. What's something that's like kind of related to this that somebody else wrote for me that I can copy and paste into the comments, and then you do it. I am very confused with what Andy's saying. Imagine if Trump won the Nobel Peace Prize. Who the fuck cares? Who cares? Drew, imagine if you weren't a fucking idiot. You know what I mean? Imagine if you weren't still just like doing this to troll people. Imagine if you weren't laughing while like a complete psychopath led our country and you're like, got you, libs. I got you. I voted for the dumbest fucking human ever to run for president. I'm owning you guys. Yeah, like if wishes were fishes, dude. If wishes, like imagine if he wasn't sitting there shitting his pants while being blown by his cabinet about how circumcision causes autism. Imagine if we lived in a world that made any fucking sense. We can all play the whataboutisms. This was my favorite moment. This is by far. Again, Donald Trump is very fucking stupid. And everybody in his cabinet is very fucking stupid. Because if you weren't very fucking stupid, you wouldn't work for somebody so very fucking stupid. And this is an example of how very fucking stupid this very fucking stupid man is.
Thank you, sir. I also have two questions for you, if I may. Have you given any more thought to possibly suspending habeas corpus to not only deal with these insurrectionists across the nation, but also to continue rapidly deporting illegal aliens?
Yeah, it's suspending who?
Who? Oh, no, not who, bud. It's what. Not who, but what.
So, I don't know. I'd rather leave that to Christie. What do you think?
No, sir, I haven't been a part of any discussions on that.
Oh, you've been part of one discussion on that, Christy Nome. I seem to remember when you were in front of Congress, somebody asked you about habeas corpus. Let's pull that up. It seems like you have been in some conversations with that. Now, Trump thinks habeas corpus is a person, was very confused when it turned out to be a thing. Immediately went to Christy Nome because he has no fucking clue what we're talking about because Trump doesn't know how any of this shit works.
So
turns to Christy Nome. She doesn't know either, and here's proof.
So Secretary Nome, what is habeas corpus?
Well, habeas corpus is a constitutional right that the president has to be able to remove people from this country and suspend their right
let me stop you, ma'am. Habeas corpus, excuse me, that's incorrect.
President
habeas
Lincoln
corpus.
She just keeps going.
Excuse me. Habeas corpus is the legal principle that requires that the government provide a public reason for detaining and imprisoning people. If not for that protection, the government could simply arrest people, including American citizens, and hold them indefinitely for no reason. Habeas corpus is the foundational right that separates free societies like America from police states like North Korea. As a senator from the live free or die state, this matters a lot to me and my constituents.
That's what I said.
Americans. So Secretary Nome, do you support the core protection that habeas corpus provides, that the government must provide a public reason in order to detain and imprison someone?
Yeah, I support habeas corpus. I also recognize that the President of the United States has the authority under the Constitution to decide if it should be suspended or not.
It has never
Let us be clear, though,
it has
that this
never
president,
been done. It has never been done without approval of Congress. Even Abraham Lincoln got retroactive approval from Congress.
Ash wants you guys to know that old sperm is actually linked to autism. I don't know if that's true or not, but fuck it, we're just guessing at this point. If any of you have an insane idea on what causes autism, maybe get in contact with the Trump administration. They'll probably just believe you. You'll get some airtime. No, they're all dumb, guys. They're all very, oh Lord, they're also very dumb. Here's Christy Nome saying more dumb shit. This, like, I don't know how we're supposed to look at what happened yesterday. Donald Trump brought in a group of some of the most like prolific liars on the internet. Every single person that was in that room has like pretty significant lies that they've been caught in their journalism. And he just brought them in to all come before him and be like, everybody is picking on us and this is a real problem. And if they don't stop picking on us when we go into these protests and then we push some people and then they push us back and then that makes us mad. We got to fix it. And Trump's like, yeah, those same peoples are mean to me too. We got to get rid of the meanies. And then Christy Nome says just brilliant things like this.
they have been so bold in making sure we're bringing those individuals to justice. One of the individuals we arrested recently in Portland was the girlfriend of one of the founders of Antifa, and that we are hoping to add.
It's Rachel. It's Rachel Antifa. Actually, she changed her name. They're married now. She married Bill Antifa, one of the original founders of Antifa, and now she's gonna turn on the Antifers. We're all fucked, guys. We are all so very fucked. They're gonna find out that we're all Antifa. That this is a very real organization that exists. I've taken my Antifa license and I've hidden it. I've taken all of my Antifa costumes and I've hidden those as well. I thought it was a secret, but now they know about our secret group, guys. And they got, I forgot her name. Her name's Cheryl now because I forgot what name I gave her. Cheryl Antifa. They've got her. We've got a free Cheryl.
As we go after her, interview her, and prosecute her, we will get more and more information about the network and how we can root them out and eliminate them from the existence of.
Yeah, that's a totally real thing that happened. They for sure got the girlfriend of one of the founders of Antifa. Can't give us the name of the girlfriend or Antifa, it's reminding me that it's reminding me of what Kristi Noem did the other day. This whole thing is so pathetically performative. This is one of the people that is there with her right now is Nick Sorter, and Benny Johnson was here as well. And they staged this photo op. Benny Johnson titled this video, no fucking lie, he titled it, Kristi Noem stares down a mob of Antifa and man in chicken costume. And then they posted this video to make Kristi Noem look tough. And here's the video. It's mostly news. News. That looks like a press credential there. I think a couple ladies on their lunch break. This lady's just out on a fucking walk. One guy with a sign, somebody doing a chicken dance. News. She's so very fucking brave, guys. And she's staring them down so they can get this photo op of her on top of a roof being like, we'll get you fuckers. There's 18 people there, and almost all of them are journalists. Here's Benny Johnson. Here's Benny Johnson just staring right at that dude's package. Benny Johnson is like, oh man, I hope we can find a closet later to make out in. Remind me of my days back at at BuzzFeed. Remember when Benny Johnson worked at BuzzFeed and he got fired because he kept stealing other people's work? And then after he got fired and became like a prominent conservative, everybody's like, hey, I used to make out with this dude in the closet at BuzzFeed parties when we got drunk. And then he was like, while we were making out, he said things that were so cringy that we stopped making out. And there's Benny Johnson with a direct, come on, man, move that shirt. Just slide that shirt over just a little bit. Let me get a look at that package. Look at those arms. Oh, hope he tosses me around later.
This is absolutely nothing as to what it is at night, though. It's really bad at night. That sun goes down and it gets totally lawless.
Yeah, it's lawless, says Nick Sorter. That's Nick Sorter. I know that I brought you up here to show you the devastation, and I know that that's fucking pathetic. So I just want you to know that at other times, it's really, really bad. It's just so bad.
I've heard that. It'd be interesting to be able to do what we can to make sure that never happens again.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
Absolutely.
I've heard about that. It would be interesting to see what we could do about making sure that what never happens again. The people show up at night. Maybe we could tell them that they can only be out in the daytime. It is, I mean, this is the most pathetic attempt at authoritarianism I've ever seen. It's like, it's everything they do just backfires. Here's another one of Kristi Noem. Here's this very real thing that happened. This is a very real, wait, is this the ICE one?
Anyway, I heard that and listened to a little bit of it.
Oh, is this the wrong one? Fuck, let me find, I might have got the wrong clip. Give me 1 second. That's her complaining about Zach Bryan playing that song. Let me go. I think I tweeted about this. I can pull it up. Where's it? It sends Bree's here. Hey, Bree.
He's trying to fuck RTP. She'll make him redder than a cherry. Bree's trying to fuck RTP. Bree's trying to fuck RTP.
All right, let me find this damn video of here it is. This definitely is real. This definitely really happened, and this definitely isn't staged. Remember how Fox News is just like using actors now? They're like, I'm Antifa, and I'm here to tell you that Antifa are coming for your children, and all they want to do is make all your children trans and Palestinian. And this definitely happened. This is definitely not staged. Here, what you'll see is you have some Homeland Security folks here talking to Kristi Noem. One of them is going to be an interpreter, and allegedly we have a faceless detainee here, and Kristi Noem's going to give him the business.
You speak Spanish, well.
Hello. Hello, I'm Christy.
That was her Mexican accent. Hello. Hello. I just like that because that's like every time my parents hear somebody speak with an accent and it freezes them because we grew up around just like all white Mormons. So anytime somebody has an accent, my parents are like, hello. My dad used to yell at anybody with brown skin, not in like a mean way, but he'd be like, how are you? Like 2 feet away from him. That's it reminded me of that. But the rest of this is very real.
I wanted to ask you a few questions. How long have you been in the United States? You don't know? No English?
¿Cuántos años tienes en los Estados Unidos? Alrededor de 7 años.
How many times have you come in and gone out of the country?
So I've been here 7 years.
¿Cuántas veces has entrado a los Estados Unidos y te regresas desde México? 5 times.
5. Yeah, I've been here for 7 years and I've crossed the border illegally 5 times. I'm just going to tell you all my crimes right now.
You've been here 7 years?
Yeah.
When's the last time you went back to Mexico? And is he convicted sex offender here?
Yeah. And you're a convicted sex offender, right?
You're in Portland?
¿De qué?
What was your crime in this country?
¿Qué fue?
Minor.
Minor. Just minor. That's what he said. Yeah, minor.
You also know
just casually spilling the beans like all criminals do once they're detained. A stranger comes up and asks them questions and they're like, let me just admit all my crimes right now.
a crime to be here illegally, and you will be prosecuted for it, correct?
Ooh.
Do you have family here? No. Do you have children? No. No? So how old are you? 27?
God, from the very beginning when she was asking questions, when he didn't know any English, when she said, how long have you been here? He seems to be understanding her questions a lot better now. Weird how that worked, right? It completely blanked at the beginning. No English at all. And now he seems to be answering her questions in real time. This is very real, guys. This is not staged at all. They're not staging this stuff. This is real. It's just that people are so afraid of Kristi Noem because she's such a great leader that's why they're spilling the beans.
37. Okay. And you're not married and you have no children. All right. Well, you will be brought to justice and prosecuted for your crimes.
Nice. Didn't you say he was convicted already? Wasn't he already convicted? Didn't he tell you already that he'd been convicted?
Do you have other individuals and family members that are here in this country illegally? Are you the member of a gang?
Are you a member?
Or cartels?
Yeah. Are you a member of a gang or the cartels? Yeah. You want my membership card? I'm also Antifa. I'm Trende Aragua, MS-13, Antifa, and Sesame Street.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. So yeah, just leave the fucking door open. That's what you do. Yeah, just leave it open.
So initially he was passive, and then when our officers, operators put guns on him.
Very real, guys. This is all very real. They're not staging this at all, and they're such good actors too. Even if they were staging it, how could you know? How could anybody guess that this was staged? I want to get back to that round table circle jerk. Then Pam Bondi, this is crazy that she said this, just because we know what this administration has done. Adam said peace prize equals one admission into heaven. And Darian said Tex causes autism. Fuck Tex. Guys, we are crowdfunded. Just a reminder, if you can help us knock out that gift goal. If we don't knock it out, it's going to be a shorter. It's going to be a shorter episode today, anyways. But if you could help us with that, that'd be great. We're mostly just mocking. I think Thursdays are going to be mostly just making fun of the administration from now on. I think that's our plan.
Stop at just arresting the violent criminals we can see in the streets. Fighting crime is more than just getting the bad guy off the streets. It's breaking down the organization brick by brick. Just like we did with cartels, we're going to take the same approach, President Trump, with Antifa.
I'm sorry, did you get rid of the cartels? Did you forget to tell us that the cartels are gone? Are they gone now? Or are you talking about drone striking cartels? Yeah, I know that you love it, all them out. I know what you're saying, but the thing that she's saying didn't happen. None of that. They didn't get rid of the cartels. What are we talking about here? The only thing we know about with cartels is they've been drone striking fishing boats and pretending that they were cartel members. So is that what she's saying? We're going to start drone striking Antifa with the same precision and accuracy as these fishermen?
Destroy the entire organization from top to bottom. We're going to take them apart.
Why is she always reading this? Why is she always fucking reading? Why doesn't she ever have anything to say that isn't written down in front of her? Yeah, they were fishermen, Drew. They've shown no evidence that these people had drugs. Venezuela has said that these were that they were fishing. What do you want me to say? Has our government shown you any evidence that they were carrying drugs? I've seen no evidence. At least she can read. That's fair. I'm sorry.
Thanks to your bold leadership and the designation of Antifa as a terrorist organization, which is exactly what they are,
what are we reading?
Americans will no longer tolerate their unhinged violence. Thank you.
It's the dumbest fascists in the whole wide world because Donald Trump's fucking dumb. I want to show you about Katie Davis Court. You may remember her from the savage beating she took from Antifa, and she'll tell you about it here.
Today, I am sitting here with a black eye and a concussion after being violently hit in the face with a metal pole while reporting outside the ICE facility just this past week. After the attack, I immediately went to three Portland police officers who refused.
I'd like to talk about that concussion real quick. Tell me about this concussion that she received from this.
Turkey night ass, Ryan.
Oh, yeah.
Don't hit me. Oh, fuck! She just hit me in the face. Oh my god! She just hit me in the face.
Yeah, someone swinging a flag slowly gave her a concussion. Now the black eye may or may not be real. You can see the remnants there.
The suspect. I took the time to chase down the suspect in the streets, had her held for 35 minutes.
They were right next to you. You didn't chase them down.
I was waiting for Portland police to come, and they never came. Then that's what opened to my eyes to what this group is actually doing. I watched 20.
All right. I just want to show you guys something. Let's pause it there. All right. This is her during the hearing. You guys want to see what she looked like before she showed up? You want to see a selfie that she took before she showed up and just compare these two? Here's her selfie as she was going in. Oh, where's that black eye? Where did he go? Where's your black eye? Oh, she took off all her makeup. She took off her fake eyelashes and all of her makeup. What happened here? Guys, this is all real. Okay? All of this is real. They're not faking any of this. They're not staging any of this stuff. This is all very real stuff. That's either she's incredible at makeup or that's like an incredible filter, but where's that black eye here? I'm not saying that there might not be one under there, but she covered it up for the selfie and then took off all of her makeup. All of it. All of her makeup is off now. What the fuck are we doing here? Also, you wouldn't know that was the same person. Side by side, I gave you that. You wouldn't know that was the same person. The fuck are we doing? Guys, it's real. This is very real. All of this is real and not staged at all by the dumbest fucking fascist that ever exist. She gets booped in the eye with a pole that is swinging at nearly 2 miles per hour. Fakes a concussion. Takes a selfie, looking great, and then takes it all off for this press conference because this is all very, very real. Antifa's real. These takeovers of these cities, they're very real. This far left terrorist group. This is all very real, guys. Just like Donald Trump is still missing parts of his ear, it's all very, very real. not staged one single bit. Trump then went on Sean Hannity. Actually, let me do this first. Let me go back to Pam Bondi and Trump. Remember when Trump truthed out that thing to Pam Bondi? That Pam Bondi in her hearing was like, I don't even know what you're talking about. Trump never told me to prosecute James Comey. And they're like, but he truthed it out. We all saw it, right? Like it wasn't a private message. Well, now we have confirmation that this dipshit did that on accident, and it pissed everybody off.
FBI Director James Comey was arraigned in a federal court in Virginia today following repeated calls by President Trump to prosecute him. Comey pleaded not guilty. His lawyer told the judge they would move to quickly dismiss the case, calling it a vindictive and selective prosecution. No cameras were in the court,
Sonia.
but you could see Comey's family arriving, including, crucially, his daughter. Remember his daughter, former federal prosecutor Maureen Comey, right there next to her mother. You may remember Maureen Comey helped prosecute the case against Ghislaine Maxwell and was abruptly fired by Trump's DOJ this summer with no explanation. First-time prosecutor Lindsay Halligan, who's never prosecuted a case in her entire life, who was handpicked by Trump to be the U.S. attorney after the existing U.S. attorney was pushed.
Sorry, I missed a couple real quick. Jamar said, I just tell my 2-year-old to figure it out the next time he has a fever. Thanks, RFK. Oh, and fuck text. Alyssa said, I'm not a doctor, but I'm pretty sure babies do not ever exist in the placenta. Excuse me, you may not be a doctor. You're not RFK. He's in charge. Babies now exist only in the placenta. When he says it, it's true now. Alex said, was that clip from a meeting of Idiocracy?
Out over his refusal to indict Comey. She was there along with the 2 prosecutors she added to the case only yesterday, admitting in court they weren't quite up to speed. Quote, we're just getting our hands around the discovery. One of them saying there's a large amount of discovery.
Hey, you guys ready to go to trial? Bitch, we don't know what the fuck we're prosecuting. We got hired 2 days ago. She got hired a week ago. We have no fucking clue what our evidence is right now.
But the judge rejected the prosecution's request for more time and set a trial date for January 5th, if it ever reaches trial. Joyce Vance is former U.S. attorney for the Northern District of Alabama. She worked with James Comey attorney Patrick Fitzgerald at the Department of Justice. Christy Greenberg is former
Don't worry,
deputy
it'll get to the tweet.
For the criminal division of the Southern District of New York, and they both joined me now. Joyce, first, what did we learn today from the arraignment, if anything?
You know, it's really interesting. The Eastern District of Virginia is the first court that I ever
Get your bingo's cards out. Somebody's going to say MSNBC's fake news. Hurry. Bingo cards out.
practiced in. I was barred in Virginia as a brand new lawyer. And if you practice in that courthouse, you understand that there is a rocket docket there, that the court moves very quickly. But it was clear that these 2 prosecutors brought in from the Eastern District of North Carolina didn't get that message in advance of arraignments today. And so they expressed to the judge that they needed more time. And I suspect that he was rather incredulous to get that reaction from them. Pat Fitzgerald, Jim Comey's defense lawyer, was similarly, I think, inclined to make it clear that they did not understand the playing field, suggesting, for instance, that they were ready to go to trial very quickly and that he didn't understand why prosecutors hadn't resolved information about classified evidence before indicting the case.
Chrissy, one thing that we've seen with Trump is to use time and courts in a specific way, right? To draw things out when that's advantageous, to rush things along when that's advantageous, and that in each of these ways you can you can achieve kind of ends that are independent of the ultimate disposition of the case. And
Mike, get it the fuck together.
Don't worry, I'm leaving. This is just for you guys to sit around and pat each other on the back. Good luck in the midterms. Maybe you can get illegals to vote so you'll have a chance.
Mike, your brain's broken, you dumb bitch. It's so very, very broken. These people are fucking idiots, dude. If you're watching this, I do not understand a person who's watching this upset at us. Donald Trump's a fucking idiot. And that's why you're attacking everybody else here. Like, just be a human being. Have a little bit less ego and watch what's happening right here. They said that they went to court to prosecute James Comey, and the judge is like, hey, when can you get going? And the lawyer said, we don't know. We don't understand the case. We still have to figure out what this case is about. We haven't even gone through the case file. The prosecutors haven't gone through the case file. That's what the Trump administration just sent to court. James, do you know they still haven't told us what he lied about? I've never, ever in my life seen a charge. Like, what did he lie about? We're not telling. I mean, dude, you just got to be better than that. I know that this is hard for you. I know that it's hard to swallow, and it must be very confusing to you because you didn't know how fucking stupid these people were. But just try and remove yourself from from your political beliefs for a second and ask yourself how good it looks that the government showed up for a court case, and when asked how they can proceed, they said, I don't know. I don't really understand what this case is about. Just think about that. And then think about, is that a good look or not?
It struck me today as I watched this. I mean, first of all, there is a logistical problem, right? No one in this office is clearly going to prosecute this case because all the line attorneys think it's a travesty of justice. But it also occurred to me that, like, from the Trump perspective, the whole point is for Comey to be under a cloud, to be indicted, to be facing this prosecution more than it is some final rendering of a verdict.
Right. I mean, a few things struck me today. One is we still don't know what the false statements are. I mean, that
As
was
they've
one of the
raised,
things
yes.
that Pat Fitzgerald said. He's like,
No, both sides are not very dumb. Joe Biden was old, not dumb. Donald Trump is very dumb. I've never, show me what Joe Biden was up there, today Donald Trump said that he took away the freedom of speech. He just made up a law today. He said that circumcisions cause autism. We did it yesterday. I'll do it every day. Anybody who says both sides is an absolute fucking pussy. You're just you don't know enough, but you think that your voice is important. So you go both sides. And all that tells everybody who watches this stuff every single day, all it tells us about you is that you are just lazy. You're not really interested in figuring out what's going on. You just come in and you're like, well, actually, both sides are the problem. I don't know if you guys have thought about that. I don't know if you've thought about that at all, but both sides are actually the problem when you think about it. So everybody should just not talk about anything ever. No, that's just a lazy take. And you should do a little more homework. If you're comparing Biden and Trump for what they were saying, Biden took a long time to get the sentence out. Trump's sentence has come out and it's like, excuse me, what? You said that getting your foreskin chopped off causes autism? That's what you said there, guy? You're like, well, Biden did a trip down the stairs, so it's both sides. Oh, okay.
And I've never seen an indictment where you charge a false statement and we're all guessing about what the false statement is. Pat Fitzgerald said, I still don't know who person 1 and person 3 are. I've had no substantive conversations with the defense until yesterday. So Lindsay Halligan, basically the insurance lawyer, kind of came in on a Monday.
Guys, I got a new outfit for court today, but I don't really know what we're doing here.
By Thursday, she's indicting the case. And then 2 weeks go by, she hasn't talked to the defense at all. And she kind of punted this thing to these 2 junior prosecutors who clearly don't know what's going on. And, I marvel at the fact that they actually got up in court and said, well, we may need more time for this to go to trial because the case is complex. Complex? She charged it within a matter of days. How is it complex? She clearly...
It's too complex to get going. Why'd you bring it then? Well, I had to because Donnie told me to. He's in charge.
Was able to wrap her head around it. And, again, this idea that there was a large amount of discovery.
She is that the lady that's been playing Melania? Who's the person that they claim is Melania's body double? That'd be incredible if this is the same person. Who's the person that they said... Wikipedia has Melania Trump replacement theory. Who was the one that they accused of? No, it's not her. Andrea Wagner Barton? Oh, no, that's who shared it at first. I don't remember who they used to say it was.
Junior prosecutors who clearly don't know what's going on. And, I marvel at the fact that they actually got up in court and said, well, we may need more time for this to go to trial because the case is complex. complex. She charged it within a matter of days. How is it complex? She clearly was able to wrap her head around it. And, you know, again, this idea that there was a large amount of discovery kind of tells you it is.
Haley says, L. Biter, I was trying to get on your pants first. I don't know what any of that means.
Highly likely she didn't review all of those materials between the Monday and the Thursday, right? Like she didn't look at all of this. And to present a case to a grand jury without being fully versed in what those materials are, particularly when you have a memo from career prosecutors that say, not just that we don't think we can obtain a conviction here, but that we think proceeding here would violate DOJ policy and may raise ethical issues.
Right.
I mean, like red flags all over the place. Like you don't present that case to the grand jury without saying, hey, you know what? If I'm a responsible lawyer and I've also never prosecuted a case before, I better take a look.
It's my first day, Judge. It's my first day. Can you just be nice to me, okay? It's going to take a little while.
All this and make sure I'm comfortable. But that's clearly not what happened here.
How are you going to show up and make Alina Habba look like a good lawyer?
She got her marching orders and from Donald Trump, and she followed them. And so, you know, I think regardless of what the timing is, they are going to be exposed here. This is not how you proceed. They are going to be exposed in any number of ways. I don't think it will get to trial. I think this will be dismissed because she's not properly appointed. But I mean, this is going to be a farce.
Yeah, on that point, right? I mean, Patrick Fitzgerald says we're going to file motions clearly around selective and malicious prosecution, for which there's a high bar. But on that point, we got new reporting at the Wall Street Journal tonight that message that Trump posted to Pam Bondi online was meant to be basically a DM that he accidentally posted publicly. He meant to send a private message urging her prosecution of FBI Director James Comey and his other favorite targets. We can't delay any longer. It's killing our reputation. He believed he had sent Bondi the message directly, addressing it to Pam, was surprised to learn it was public.
What do you mean? What do you mean everybody knows what I said to Pam? Yeah, you put it on True Social. Fuck, God, tell Pam I'll write some nice things about her after. Okay.
Bondi grew upset, called the White House aides Trump, who then agreed to send a second post praising her as doing a great job.
Well, what the fuck? This is how this works. Trump fucks up and they're like, I'm mad at you. He's like, don't worry. I'll say some nice things about you publicly. Oh, that's good. Thank you, dear leader. That fixes everything. He just implicated you. Do we understand, like, the irony here? James Comey's being indicted for lying to Congress. She was just in front of Congress, and they said, did Donald Trump direct you to prosecute James Comey? And she's like, I'm not going to answer that. He would never do something like that. And they're like, yeah, he did it on True Social. And she's like, how dare you? She just lied to Congress about this, like about a thing that we all saw happen. That's how stupid they know that MAGA is. Everybody watched it happen. Trump's like, do it. And she's like, got it, and did it. And we're like, and then when they're like, did Trump tell you to do that? No. Wait, but we all watched it happen. We all can read. We saw him send the message, and then we saw you guys be like, prosecute. And the attorneys were like, nah, we can't do that. We'll lose our license. And like, you're fired. And then the next one up is like, I'm not going to do that. I'll lose my license. They're like, you're fired. Who do we have? We got a real estate attorney. Bring her in. And then she showed up to court and went, I don't really know what we're doing here. This is so goddamn pathetic out of you folks. Imagine having to defend. This is what it must be like being a Cleveland Browns fan. But like a Cleveland Browns fan that thinks like someday you're not going to draft a quarterback who sucks, right? Like every time you've got like a top 10 pick, you're like, this time, and then you get Shedeur Sanders, and you're like, fuck, damn it, not again. But Johnny Manziel, bring him back. It is pathetic how inept and stupid this administration is, and it's even more pathetic how many of you are still like, yeah, this is the way we're going.
5 days after the Saturday evening message, Comey was indicted. It strikes me that that's materially relevant to the filings that Pat Fitzgerald's going to make on Comey's behalf.
T-Bone, you said you were leaving 30 minutes ago. Get the fuck out of here, dude. You said you can't. Don't give us the I'm leaving
I'm leaving.
This liberal, and then you just sit here and keep talking. I thought you were leaving, dude. Nobody gives a fuck about Kamala Harris right now. Stay on subject.
That this is selective and malicious prosecution.
So look, Pat Fitzgerald has seen a lot of lawyers attempt to file selective and vindictive prosecution motions and fails. He understands what the law is here, and the highest standard for people trying to make this argument is actual vindictiveness, that the government had actual vindictiveness towards their client over the exercise of their rights. If this DM isn't evidence of that, I don't know what is. I think that this case will be dismissed on this ground, perhaps on selective prosecution too, which is the
perhaps the judge will just say, we got to cancel because you guys don't know what you're doing. Fuzz said, do we know if Admir survived the night? Jen checked in on him, Fuzz. He did survive. It doesn't remember any of it. So, sort of.
Suggestion that the government is targeting your client for prosecution that wouldn't be brought against anyone else. In this case, everything the government does makes the defense's motion stronger. You know, the story we were all talking about a couple of days ago about the Trump administration trying to find a couple of beefy FBI agents so they could perp walk Jim Comey into the courthouse in front of the press. Well, that again is evidence of vindictiveness, that they're trying to humiliate this defendant, not prosecute him for legitimate criminal conduct. I don't think this case makes it to trial.
I'll just note to the viewer that Joyce's selection of the adjective beefy there comes directly from the reporting. That was what those were reporting. They were looking for beefy agents, Joyce Vance and Christy Greenberg.
Thank you for saving me.
Thank you.
There's our daily briefing, our daily Antifa briefing. For those who don't know, Chris Hayes is actually the leader of Antifa. He's the founder of Antifa. So that was just our briefing, and I'm glad you guys could be here today for all of that. I wanted to, one thing that I kind of appreciate in this country is that our comedy shows actually have the best news coverage. And here is the Daily Show. I'm going to have to revenue share here. Don't even care.
Donald Trump is the most transparent president in our nation's history. We are all acting at his directive, and America will be transparent again as well.
I can't comment on whether we have or have not, or do not. I can't discuss that matter, as you know, Senator. I'm not going to discuss anything about that with you. It's a new day, it's a new administration, and everything's going to come out to the public. There's not much more we can say about the issue. I don't want to discuss any of that publicly. You can talk to Director Patel about that. We believe in transparency, and America has the right to know. I'm not going to discuss the facts of a pending case. You're welcome to talk to the FBI. Senator, I can't discuss anything.
You won't even say whether you talked to the White House about this?
I am not going to discuss any internal conversations with the White House with you, Ranking Member.
I noticed that.
Donald Trump.
You know who's also a dipshit? Scott Jennings. You guys are getting the full ADHD treatment today. I am unmedicated, and I'm just showing you what I scrolled through this morning. Check out Scott Jennings here. I didn't know Scott Jennings had his own show. I bet it's marvelous. But listen to Scott Jennings cope now. This is like they have nothing. There's nothing left. They just have to invent things that lefties are doing so that nobody recognizes that they're insane, and it's not working. Like even Scott Jennings, he's just run out of shit to say.
And by the way, in the state Medicaid systems, California, like these blue states all did this. They openly advertise illegal populations to get on the Medicaid program. Now, they say,
yeah, all right, watch this. The problem with Scott Jennings is that he's smart enough to know that he's lying. He's probably too smart to be MAGA because he knows that he's lying right now. He's trying to say that the Democrats are trying to fight for this, to keep the government shut down, to put illegal immigrants on Medicaid, right? That's what he just said. Remember that? Listen to the very next thing he says.
On the Medicaid program. Now, they say, well, it's different money.
Yeah, it's local taxes. Yeah, not federal money. So it doesn't have anything to do with a federal shutdown now, does it? Not one single thing. Because there are $0 and 0 cents going to people who are here illegally through either Medicare or Medicaid. It's not happening.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Right. Like there's such a thing as state and local taxes. Yeah, right, guys. Like we believe that.
Look, the bottom line is the Democratic Party's position. the actions of their...
It's not called a loophole. A loophole is when your dad fucks me when he's out of state. He calls it the area code loophole. That's a loophole. This isn't a loophole. This is just two different types of taxes. It's not. I'm not gay if I do it out of state. That's what he said.
Candidates, the actions of their governors is illegal populations can and should be on Medicaid. To deny that now publicly, I mean, people know it. They've all raised we've seen the video. They all raised their hand for it, and they think it is good policy. So it's a good debate for Trump to have, and the Republicans should never give in on it.
It's a really good debate for Trump to have. Where is the money that's going to illegal immigrants in this Medicaid bill? It's not in there. Oh, fuck.
The Obamacare subsidies, some of these subsidies, by the way, go to people who make a ton of money.
Yeah.
And if you look in the individual states, these Democratic governors over time, many of them expanded their Medicaid programs under the ACA by executive fiat.
Yeah.
So what you...
Oh, those are state taxes again there, bud? Talking about state taxes there again, Scott Jennings, bud? Not talking about the federal government anymore there, bud? Not talking about Congress anymore there, bud? Talking about state taxes, bud?
Wound up with was a massive population of people, legal and illegal, into Medicaid. So now this program is...
Nope, 0 people into Medicaid that are illegal.
...is now enormous. And effectively, the reason your insurance premiums are constantly going up is because you're paying for it. If you're listening to this and your insurance premiums are going up, you're paying for someone else's...
Yeah, for sure. That's what's happening. Guys, your insurance premiums are going up because illegal people who are here illegally are getting government subsidies through the ACA marketplace, and that is causing your insurance rate to go up. Because what happens is these insurance companies are getting money from the federal government, and because they're getting that money from the federal government, they have to raise prices. This is the thing that makes sense. Like, just economically, it makes sense that if people are here illegally, and even if they were getting ACA subsidies, that's why your insurance premiums go up. Because the more people that insurance companies have on their under their care, the more prices have to go up. That's real math. That's not a crazy thing to say. What the fuck what are we, like, they just, are none of them thinking? Just none of them use their brains at all? Why would having more people cause your premiums to go up? Isn't that supposed to spread out, like, the risk? That's why they all want more customers, right? Your prices are going up because people keep investing in these insurance companies, and they invest based on their stock price, and the stock price has to keep going up so that they can pay these investors, and they have to pay these investors with the stock price going up. And if the stock price doesn't go up, then they either have to, like, cut jobs or they have to increase premiums. Your prices are going up because you chose to have health insurance be a capitalist policy, which doesn't make any fucking sense. Right? It doesn't. People want to make the most amount of money possible off of you in capitalism, and you chose to put your health into that system. That's why your health insurance premiums are going up. But no, it's definitely a good debate for the president to have. There's no chance Donald Trump can even discuss this. There's no shot. MAGA sees Trump lying, so let's all lie. We're doing this together. It's our patriotic duty to say everything that Donald Trump says. Amy said that lady lawyer has a very strong masculine jaw. She did have a very strong jawline. Very rigid. All right. Let's see what else I have today. Oh, I wanted to do these. I don't remember which one it is, so I'll bring it up. I think Mike Johnson went on C-SPAN, and there were a bunch of, I have a couple of callers to play
hear you say that, watching the response to this, but that's not...
Is this Good Trouble? Have you guys heard this? Did Good Trouble call into C-SPAN yesterday?
Hi. I just want to start by saying, hearing you say that everyone...
Is this him?
Yes, it's him. It was this morning.
Okay, I thought that was him. All right. He's from Colorado? I didn't know he was from Colorado. I didn't know. All right, here's Good Trouble calling Mike Johnson.
Is smiling in the cities where troops, our National Guard has been rolled into. Feels dystopian and insane to hear you say that, watching the response to this. But that's not actually my question. My question, I just needed to say that while hearing you talk about this. My question is, if Republicans and Democrats can agree to a 1-year extension to the ACA subsidies, removing this sort of talking point of illegal immigrants draining our resources as you sit here and lie about this. Would you support that bill and bring it to a vote on the House floor? This is a big question that I have for you. Thank you.
Yeah, well, not lying. I'm telling you the truth, and you can go look at all the documents yourself. Don't look at Republican paperwork. Look at the Congressional Budget Office, who said that we had at least 1.
Why is he talking to Good Trouble so sensually? I feel like Mike Johnson might have known too. We may have a subscriber. And I'm not talking about a TikTok subscriber. Why did Mike Johnson get so like sultry with that? We'll hear the other conversations with Mike Johnson. I think he likes being spoken to that way. I think he was kind of into that.
And you can go look at all the documents yourself. Don't look at Republican paperwork. Look at the Congressional Budget Office, who said that we had at least 1.4 million illegal aliens draining the resources from Medicaid, which is why you put their forms into law.
Hand check, Mike. Hand check.
It signed July 4th. Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries' counterproposal for the CR would reverse all that. Look at page 57, section 2141 of the bill that they filed. I made it easy for you. Go to speaker.gov, my website. It's right there on the homepage. See for yourself. Don't take my word for it. Look what they wanted to do.
Yeah, we did. And it didn't say anything. We can do this again. I don't know how many more times we have to do this, but if we go to speaker.gov, crashing, moving very slowly. What's going on? Does the government shut down? Oh, there, the Democrats' dirty CR. Wow. And he said to go to buried on page 57, section 2141. Oh, he has it right there, I think. This is what's buried. Ending Obamacare funding for most, let's see, where was it? It's ending Medicaid funding for most non-citizens. Ending enhanced FMAP for emergency care to illegal immigrants. This is just what he's saying. The Democrat continuing resolution spends nearly $200 billion on healthcare subsidies for illegal immigrants and other non-citizens. Let's go here. They said buried on page 57. What page are we? What, 54? All right, 57. I don't think it's that. Subtitle B, an act titled an act to provide for reconciliation pursuant to Title II of H, continued Resolution 14, is repealed, and any law or regulation referred to in such subtitle shall be applied. End of such subtitle. The amendments may. In general, subparagraph A of Section 36B C1 of the Internal Revenue Code is amended, striking but does not exceed 400%. Applicable percentages. Am I supposed to read here? Right on page 57, section 2141, that repeals the Working Families Tax Cut Bill. What did he say? 2141? Repeal of health subtitle changes? So anybody want to help me? What the fuck is he talking about here? Democrats is a wish list of partisan demands seeking tacking onto a 4-week funding bill buried on section 50 on page 70. New safeguards against waste, fraud, and abuse in healthcare spending and restoring. What am I supposed to read here? I'm on the right page. What does this mean? It's buried. I don't know. Public Law 119-21. Let's see what that is. Public Law 119-21. I don't know who wrote that. Yeah, T-Bone, he's lost. I went where he told me to go. You come explain it to me. What's Public Law 119-21? I love that, T-Bone. I love that you feel like something's going well for you right now. He can't figure it out. Yeah, dude. I can't figure it out because it doesn't say anything. Oh, let's see. Title 2 of H. Bro, what is he telling me? You want to tell me, T-Bone? Yeah, what does it mean, T-Bone? Tell me what it says. What's being repealed, T-Bone? Guys, let's all focus on T-Bone for a second. T-Bone, what's being repealed that I just read?
We've got a new subscriber.
Sorry, guys. It's going to take a minute because T-Bone's going to... He knows what he's talking about. What's being repealed here? This is page 57. See that? That's 5-7 right there. Page 57. Then he said section 2141, which is right here. Right here. Can't fix stupid. Yeah, he doesn't know. T-Bone doesn't fucking know.
Actually, I'm not going to explain it to you. I totally know. You just don't know, but I totally know, and I can't explain it to you because you're too dumb.
Yeah, we already saw you say can't fix stupid. All right, T-Bone's got to go. T-Bone, sorry, bud. Go. You're gonna have to go somewhere else. You can't insult people if you can't answer the question, bud. We'll give you one more try. What was repealed, T-Bone? I'm just trying to figure out what the fuck Mike Johnson's saying here. What does he say? He said that there is a wish list of partisan spending demands tacked onto a 4-week funding bill. Buried on this page, the CR bill repeals the Working Families Tax Cut Bill's new safeguards against waste, fraud, and abuse. Okay, so we want to look at the Working Families Tax Cut. Whoops. Why didn't that pull up? Oh, I pushed. Whoops. Working Families Tax Cut. Are we still here, T-Bone? Go him going. Good, bud. You're doing great, guys. T-Bone wants us to know go him going. Free speech, LOL. This is great stuff, dude. You're doing really good stuff. I can't figure out what the fuck they're talking about. Go him going. Anybody? You are no more fraud. No more. No more fraud. Go him going. Can't fix stupid. Michelle, we've done that. Please, let's. I understand that that's important to you. No King's protest on October 18th. Try not to do all caps though. Appreciate that. All right. Well, thanks, Mike Johnson.
But with regard to whether or not the subsidies could be extended for a year, Hakeem Jeffries came out yesterday and said that is a non-starter. You have to ask him why he said that. I'm not sure. But he and I both know that we have a lot of work to do within our respective caucuses to build consensus around that. Many people here.
What do you need to do? We both know that there's things to do, and we've got to do good things, and good things are very important, and we know all the things that we need to do, and you're going to see that we're going to do the things that are going to be good. We all know that.
You have to have serious changes.
No more tax money to illegal immigrants!
And reforms.
T-Bone's just flailing now. I'm just going to scream everything T-Bone says.
To make it work better. Those subsidies are propping up insurance companies, and it is driving premiums up higher. It is not solving the problem.
That doesn't make any fucking sense. Why would us giving insurance companies make prices go up? How does this work? How is it that if we give insurance companies money, their prices go up? How? What are we talking about? Like, has anybody explained this to them so they could tell us how that works? Well, the thing is if you give a company money, their prices go up. Oh, okay.
You think about this. When the government subsidizes something, it means it's not working.
No, not necessarily. What you got to think about it this way. If the government subsidizes things, it's not working. Okay, so the government, everything the government does, nothing works. Police departments aren't working, schools aren't working, fire departments aren't working. We don't have roads, we don't have electricity, we don't have running water. What about the oil subsidies that we give there, Mike? How much did you guys give to big oil? Oil subsidies in the big beautiful bill? The oil must not be working, right? How about that money that you gave to Argentina? Is that working? Oh, what? Oh, that's the healthcare stuff. That's right. $40 billion in new federal subsidies for oil, gas, and coal over the next decade. Guess it's not working. Guess we should try something else, huh? Seems like subsidies only mean they're not working when it's something you don't like.
EV mandates, the electric vehicle mandates, the reason the government said we'll pay you $7,500 if you buy an electric vehicle is because nobody was buying electric vehicles. And even when they did the subsidy, it didn't work. So we reversed that.
Oh, people bought more electric vehicles. It did work. You want look at the electric vehicle purchases. Let's see. Let's just see by year. This is what I don't get about Mike Johnson. Like all these people, are they all dumb? Okay. Here's the where is that? There. Electric vehicle purchases by year. Obviously, these are going to go down. We're going to press a record high last quarter. This is from 2022. Oh. Why is this line going up? How come this line keeps going up? How come we're selling more electric vehicles? Guess. Because he said it didn't work, right? So this should be going down. Fuck. How do we square this, MAGA? What are we going to do, MAGA? How do we square this? It didn't work, guys. Nobody bought those electric vehicles. He said no electric vehicles out there. You can't even see electric vehicles. Nobody even sees them.
The subsidy means that Obamacare is not working.
Up means down, remember. Fuck, my bad. Up is down. My bad.
So we need to fix the root of the problem and not continue to add the taxpayers' funds on top of that. That's a real concern.
Well, speaking of the root of
He's so goddamn dumb. The whole fucking party. Even your smart people are dumb. Do you have any smart people? Is there anybody in this party that knows what the fuck they're doing? Good job, Good Trouble. Shout out Good Trouble for that question. I think this was the... What's the other one? Make sure.
What is y'all's plan?
Oh, yeah, this one. I liked this one. Give us the plan here, Mike. Remember, we're still waiting on that Republican plan. I just want you to listen here. When Republicans tell you they have a plan, and Mike Johnson says that Republicans have a plan, Marjorie Taylor Greene says, in fact, we'll show that before here. Marjorie Taylor Greene seems to think there's not a plan. She went on CNN, which is, of course, the Communist News Network. And known communist Marjorie Taylor Greene went on to the Communist News Network to spout her communism and talk about the Republicans' plan for Medicare.
I'm one of those
or
that gets
ACA.
real tired of political drama when it's not actually solving a problem. And this is such a crisis that I'm willing to say, okay, everyone, we have to do something about this. It shouldn't be something that we dangle the American people.
Hannah, we already showed that video. I know we showed Good Trouble talk. I know when we talk about Good Trouble, everybody gets real worked up, myself included, Mike Johnson obviously included, but we did show Good Trouble speaking, so it's okay. We got it.
Or military pay or all of these things. We shouldn't be dangling them back and forth. We have to fix it.
What are you hearing from your constituents right now? And do you have any regrets about voting for that short-term continuing resolution, that spending bill?
This is crazy. This is crazy. Lum said, I'm still amazed how dumb more people can be on the left. That's a hell of a sentence. If you actually think people buy more electric cars or any other reason that they're forced or being paid money to you, we're just an idiot. Nice, dude. That's good.
Thank you for that question. Number one, I am a Republican, and I support the president. I was very vocal about I didn't want to vote for a CR. I want to pass our appropriations. That's our constitutional duty, and I want to bring that taxpayer dollars back to my district. I work hard on that, so that was important to me. But I support the president, and I voted for the CR. Number two, what am I hearing from my constituents? It's great. We track all the calls that come into my office. About 60% of the calls coming in right now are calls of support, and saying, yes, health insurance is a crisis. They're telling us stories about how they're already paying $2,000 a month with $10,000 deductibles. I'm getting phone calls from people that are saying if the ACA tax credits expire, they aren't going to be able to have health insurance. They're going to have to drop it. But I'm hearing from people on both sides, people
Important.
already on the ACA and people that are already getting crushed by high health insurance premiums.
I want to ask.
It is it's crazy. I understand people don't want to hear from Marge. I've said this before, like I truly think Marge does her best. I think that given where she's from and the fact that she's a Republican and who she's surrounded by and that she's not terribly bright, it's not an excuse. I just legitimately think like it's her best. I think this is as good as she can be. I do think that sometimes reality smacks her in the face and she just is forced to deal with it, and she does. And this is one of those instances. She represents an area of people that need help paying for health insurance. And so her constituents are blowing her up on this, saying, hey, we voted for you. You got to protect us on this. We're not going to have health insurance. And so she's just showing up and doing that. For whatever we want to say about Marjorie Taylor Greene, I think it's rare that she gets to the right answer. But when she does, like she's not really afraid to like stand up against the other party. It's just that it's really hard to lead her to the right answer. If we could get Marge away from her friends, we could probably do some real damage, but that's going to be difficult to do. So I just want to point that out real quick before I go back to, oh shit, did I close that other clip? To this clip of Mike Johnson, because he's going to be asked about their plan for healthcare. It's a reminder to all of you, Republicans have no plan for this. They don't even know what to do about healthcare.
And I also want to know, what is y'all's plan to...
Guys, stop pretending like you guys treat Marjorie Taylor. You can do it however you want. Let me just say that. You can say that Marjorie Taylor Greene doesn't give a fuck about people, or that if she really cared, she would have voted against this. She's not smart enough. She's just not smart enough to figure this stuff out. We got to gentle parent her, and her constituents are doing it. But if you guys think for 1 second that Marjorie Taylor Greene read a bill and knew what it said, you're out of your fucking minds. There's no chance she can read that and comprehend it.
Fix the Obamacare.
Great questions. There's a lot of improvements that are needed. Obamacare did not do what was promised.
Okay. A lot of improvements that are needed, which I'm sure he's going to tell us about what they're going to do to improve it. And Obamacare didn't do what it was intended. Got it.
Everybody can acknowledge that. As I mentioned, premiums are up 60% since it became law in 2010. And you have less access to care, and in some parts of the country, lower.
We have more access to care. There's no evidence that you have less access to care after Obamacare. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
Quality of care. So we got to fix that. Republicans are the party that have the ideas to do that. We have a doctors caucus inside the Republican
Nice.
conference.
What's your ideas then? We got a whole bunch of doctors. We got a doctors caucus. All right. What are you guys going to do?
Putting together these ideas, talking to stakeholders and other providers around the country. We have a lot of ideas to fix.
Stakeholders? You're talking to investors? Why are you talking to your ideas to talk to the investors? Oh, okay. What ideas are they giving you? FOD said the truth no longer has Alice, just the story their base can repeat to justify doing things that make them feel strong and tough. Truth no longer has... I don't think that's supposed to be Alice. Not sure. William said there, they truly believe their base cannot read. They truly believe their base cannot read. Their base probably can't read.
Some people say, why can't you just rip Obamacare out at the roots and start over? It's very, very complicated. It affects about 18% of the U.S. economy, healthcare.
Oh, yeah.
But there's lots of areas of improvement. We have not, this is not a talking point for us. We've demonstrated.
It's not, because he's going to tell, guys, sorry. I know you're waiting for his ideas. They're coming. He's going to tell us their ideas.
In the one big beautiful bill, the Working Families Tax Cuts, we added lots of provisions, for example, to reform Medicaid. It was being drained. The resources there.
Well, that's not the Affordable Care Act, because he asked about Obamacare. Okay, so you did cut money from Medicaid.
For U.S. citizens that are in...
And how would that make Obamacare better?
A small number of categories: the disabled, the elderly, young pregnant women in difficult situations, etc.
Yeah.
But what was happening is you had illegal aliens draining the resources.
Okay, that's a lie.
Who were not allowed to do it under law.
How'd they do it then? It's not allowed under law. How'd they do it? How did it happen? Why don't you guys have any evidence of it?
You had young able-bodied men, for example, without dependents who were riding the wagon. We reformed that in our bill. We reduced the cost, and the Congressional Budget Office, the CBO, just analyzed in late August, August 25th, in the report. They said it's going to have the desired effect. They project that we're going to save $185 billion in waste and abuse in Medicaid, which will make it work better for the people that it's desired and intended to help.
Okay, again, we're talking, you asked about Obamacare, dipshit. And you said you had ideas. We're still waiting. Don't worry. There's another minute of this. He'll get to the ideas.
We've got many ideas like that.
Oh, good.
And many more to come. We got
what are they?
2.3 million ineligible recipients off of Medicaid. Republicans are the
okay, but this is about Obamacare, not Medicaid. So what are your ideas about Obamacare?
Party that are going to fix it for you. And we have to keep control of Congress to do that.
And
Dwayne, go read Bernie Sanders' Medicare for All. Dwayne, dude, your name is really Dwayne. Dwayne says, show me a dam that says how it can be improved without giving it to illegals. Every fucking Democrat. Don't be stupid, Dwayne. Nobody's advocating that you give Medicare to people who are here illegally. Nobody. Literally nobody. Guess how many people I counted? I went through every single person who advocated for that, and the total number is 0. And Dwayne, the reason that the Republicans are telling you this is because they're fucking lying, because they took that money that they were going to get in to pay for Medicaid and they gave it to rich people for tax cuts. And so they don't have that money anymore. So they just lied to you because you're fucking dumb like the rest of Republicans, and they're like, well, we got rid of it was the illegals, and you don't like illegals, and so they just say that word and then you believe it, and then you come in here and you repeat the same dumb shit. But nobody said. I would challenge you. Show me one Democrat who allows it. And you're wrong too, Drew. Biden didn't allow temporary legal status to give people eligibility on Medicaid. Every president has done that. So it's not people who are here illegally. Even Drew, who's one of the smartest of the dumb people, even Drew knows that Mike Johnson's fucking lying right now, that nobody was getting access to this who was here illegally. Put it in a lockbox. Who's Al Gore in the chat there?
Is there a Republican plan to fix?
It's not that much credit, Bowsy. Drew is the smartest of the dumb. It's fine. It's not that much credit.
Obamacare, you said it's been lost for 15 years. Is there a plan that we can read and find out more about?
Good question.
Yeah, we've been producing plans over the last few years. When I was the chair of the Republican Study Committee, the largest caucus of conservatives in Congress, we actually published a document about that thick.
Oh yeah, did you introduce legislation
to do it? We're setting up the conditions right now to do that. The president and I have talked about this as recently as yesterday. He wants to fix the healthcare system, and we have a lot of ideas to do that. But it's a complicated, complex thing. You got to, as we said, build consensus among so many members to get this done.
I checked in with Trump. Trump said,
just a yes or no, you still do not have a plan.
I have concepts of a plan.
Oh, okay.
And we have a lot of work to do, but we're excited to get about that work because the American people deserve it.
No fucking plan. 2 minutes and 25 seconds, no plan. At the end, she's like, hey, remember plan. What's the plan? We'll tell you later. Republicans, yeah, see how he answered it? Amber said, did you see what? Did you see Trump, her ask about Trump and naked kids? I don't know. Jackie said, I don't know how Amber gets so fucked up. P.S. I love you. I don't know either. I've never been that fucked on. He may be doing something besides THC. I'm not sure. Jen, did I miss any there? Phil said, what Johnson is talking about is, I think, a reference. Yeah, I guess. Or Robin said, thanks, Jen and Mods. Appreciate you guys. All right, that's it. That's it on Thursdays. I got hard cutoffs at noon. When I can on Thursday, we're going to have a 2-hour show. It just depends on, I'm supposed to go help my daughter's school, but they're on fall break this week. So for probably not another Thursday show for a little bit. But as soon as we can, we'll be back to doing 2-hour shows on Thursday. Thank you for all the Republicans here. You guys were a lot of fun today. You play your part very well. Thanks, mods. Thanks to everybody who joined us. Thanks, Jen. Jen, did I miss anything before we go?
Nope, I think you got it all.
All right, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow morning, Friendly Friday, bright and early, 9:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and then it's the weekend. I love most of you, maybe all of you. Take care of yourselves. Stay cute and cool, and have a great summer. I did miss one comment. Adam said, good trouble asked that question because it would tip Democrats' hand in the midterm elections if you extend it 1 year to October 2026. Then right before the elections of 2026, Democrats would have an edge because they would promise to continue to fund health care, whereas Republicans would never. Thank you.